by the power of Greyskull.
Hey everybody, it's the Review Revolution, back at you again with a double feature Masters of the Universe Classics Friday. So, Double Feature Friday is here, and it is a Masters of the Universe night. We've taken a look at Grizzlor. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. But simply because I asked on the Maddie Game Day video whether or not you'd like to see a King Greyskull review, and you guys said, yeah, show them all. Show them all. So from that, starting with King Greyskull, expect to see some of the older Masters of the Universe figures coming up. So I know there's been some requests. Sit tight, guys. I'm going to go back and we are going to take a look at some of those older ones before 2010. So, yeah, we'll take a look at those too. You want to see them? I'm happy to show them to you. For tonight, we are going to get a look at the Masters of the Universe Classics, King Greyskull, the Power of Greyskull, King Greyskull. And by that, I'm sure they mean that this is the King Greyskull who comes on the single card with his red cape and his magic orb. Something that the SDCC exclusive version didn't do. And I gotta say, you know, I think that King Greyskull, I like everything pre-Eternia. You know, for the 2000X version, the 2002 storyline, anything that was pre-Eternia, I'm cool with, because I like seeing history and background. So if they want to come up with something completely original for the background, kudos, do what you want. It was the fact that they brought it into and decided to retell the vintage He-Man story that I started to have problems. So let me tell you right now, King Greyskull, really excited to get. I'm pretty stoked. I'm really glad they re-released him. I did expect actually that he would be a bonus figure for the 2011 subscriptions. I was thinking that he was an SDCC exclusive. His re-release would make an awesome bonus for the 2011. But no, in fact, they decided to put him out for the general public, and this is really cool. On top of the fact that the Power of Greyskull, this actually is the logo that was going to be used in the new TV series that was going to tell the pre-Eternia story. So this actually is an official, original concept that never made it because the line got canceled. So it's really cool that they're now bringing this on and we're actually getting those stories. I like that. King Greyskull, heroic ancestor of He-Man. On the packaging, you'll notice that the sides don't have the lightning bolts coming off the sides, because that is Adam's transformation, but instead it has the lightning bolt running across in blue, kind of from where the two halves of the power sword are either being joined together or coming apart, whichever you want to look at it. So again, nice touch. Nice. I like that. Other than that, this is the standard Masters of the Universe packaging. Got the skyline, got the brickwork, lightning bolts in the background, which are nice. On the back of the card actually is kind of interesting because there is Hordak, Zodak with a K, King Greyskull, Hero, the Green Goddess. Okay, I can see why she'd be there. Mossman is the only one I wish they hadn't put on here. In fact, with all the other characters that are listed, this is all a very pre-Eternian kind of there you go, pre-Eternian kind of collection of characters. A preview of King Hiss would have been really nice to have on there. You know, maybe put King Hiss here, move the Green Goddess here, and have King Hiss standing next to King Greyskull. That, I think, would have been great for the back of the card, but they're not showing us any preview figures, so. On the bio, now I didn't go back and do a video for King Greyskull because he is completely original for the most part. There is, of course, the Legend of Greyskull, I think it is, the mini comic, and I think that's where they get this picture from. So I guess I could have. I didn't because, again, this is from pre-Eternia, and I'm not going to bash pre-Eternian story. It's just the retelling and the reinterpretation of the He-Man era that I have problems with. So maybe that helps clarify some things, guys. I didn't have a problem with the 2000X X version so far as the King Greyskull part of it. It was mainly having to do with the retelling and the reinterpretation of Prince Adam. His real name, Devon Greyskull. Growing up under the oppressive rule of the Snake Men, Greyskull was driven to rebel against the injustice when his brother was captured and eaten. Others flocked to Greyskull's banner, and his legend began to grow. Declared king for his courage, compassion, wisdom, and strength, Greyskull became a great leader, ruling along with his council of wise elders. A destined guardian of the Sword of He, Greyskull magically passed his essence into the blade, which, with his last breath, ensuring that only his heirs would now wield it and tap into the great power it harmonized with. After his death, the sword was split in two, and its power transmuted into a great orb inside his castle, protected by Greyskull's devoted and loving widow, the sorceress. So, again, I have no problems with this bio. I have no problems with this character. I'm actually real excited to get him open and get him out of the pack. So let's not waste any more time. Let's have some fun. Be right back. All right, everybody, we're back, and we've got King Greyskull out of the pack, and good stuff first. Of course, good stuff always first. First off, I love the sculpt on him. I think he looks fantastic. I mean, granted, he is, for the most part, just a standard He-Man body. Looks like the boots, the fuzz around the boots, may be a little heavier. Of course, he has the longer, fuzzy breeches, but for the most part, I mean, it's just a normal Master Universe He-Man body. And it looks good. It looks great. I think the interpretation on it, very well done. I love the harness he wears. It's very kind of early He-Man with the leather straps on it instead of the metal ones. They changed the cross from the vintage He-Man into more of this asterisk for the 2002 series. And considering how the sword that they showed, that mechanical bad idea, was supposed to be just the version of the power sword, this was supposed to be the version of his cross. So I don't know why they brought this back and didn't just give him the regular He-Man cross. I never did like this. I thought just the standard cross should have been on there. But it's part of King Greyskull's look, so I'll set it aside. Again, this is a completely original character. I will judge him as such. The face and the hair, again, I love the design. I mean, it is a very clear relative of He-Man, of Adam. I mean, the shape of the face is a little different. Of course, the hair is longer. It's clearly not He-Man. But then at the same time, if someone tells you this is a relative of or an ancestor of He-Man, you buy it. You believe it. It comes across very nicely. The problems that I have, first and foremost, when you look at the hair, you can see that the highlights are painted on there, but there's no base coat. The hair is, the underside of the hair is just the gray plastic. So, for anybody else who got him, please leave a comment and let me know if you've noticed that underneath the King Greyskull hair highlights, it's just the base gray plastic. What's up with that? Did they run out of paint at some point? Is this a production mistake? Was mine at the end of the line? Or is this the case for all of them, that they just happen to skip one layer of paint on the hair? I don't know. Beyond that, paint is great on him. The gauntlets, the wristbands, same as He-Man's. It's got the two different ones on either side. The belt looks good. I like the metallic on the belt. It's kind of got the black over it, so it has kind of a worn look. It's very, very nice. I really do like it. Unlike He-Man, there isn't a place for his sword to fit in. So, I'll show it here in a minute. But the reason for that is because you do see here, there are these two pegs that his cape will sit on. And again, we'll get to that here in his accessories in just a minute. As far as articulation, head does turn left and right. Up, down. Looks nice. Arms come up, out, twist to the shoulder, bicep, elbow, and wrist. He does have a twist at the waist and his crunch. Legs swivel here at the thigh. They come up and out. A little tight, but they do come up and out. Bend at the knee. Twist at the boot. There we go. And ankle. And I believe that these ankle joints, or at least these boots, may be a new sculpt because they are very tight and much better than they were on Adam, who was the last character I believe that actually used kind of these fuzzy boot kind of design. Adam's ankles were really, really bad, and I'm really glad to see that King Greyskull's are good and tight. Fantastic. Great, great figure. Hair aside, painted show on the hair aside. Great figure. Really, really love him. Another bad thing, though, and I'll just go ahead and get to it right now, is on his cape. If you look at the cape, it's just a, typical soft plastic. It's a little bit harder than I think you would see on a He-Man or Batman, or, I don't know, maybe not. But he does have kind of the fur over the shoulders. And this fur isn't just like sculpted fur. It actually has a flock over it. It actually has some texture on it, which is actually very cool. I really do like that. That's actually pretty neat. The only drawback is that it's apparently applied like through a sprayer. And here on the back, you can kind of see along the seam or along the edge of the paint line where it kind of ran over. Kind of the glue application or the layer of the flock when it was being sprayed. Yeah, it's just a little messy. It's just a little messy. And you may not find that a big deal. I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. But, a little more care. Just a little more care. Together with the fact that the base coat of underneath his hair is gray. That together really kind of brings the figure down a bit. If you're gonna rip on him, that might as well be the next thing we talk about. If you're going to rip on him, that's going to be a couple of things that really needed to have some improvement. But as it was about to roll away, there is the magical orb holding the power of the universe, I guess. It's actually just nice glitter marble. The little stand I have it sitting on that doesn't come with the figure. This is just something I had. I'll need to hollow out the hole a little better for it to sit on. But interesting. Comes with the standard He-Man shield. Nothing new about that. Just like Keldor came with both halves of the dark power sword, or the power sword, the evil version, King Greyskull comes with both halves of the light sword. And it's kind of interesting to point out that here now, Mattel apparently is trying some new designs to make the two halves of the sword snap together a little bit better. I mean, it's not just a peg and a male port here in the middle of the sword. It's also here along the handle and then runs up the inside of the blade. And you can see here's the groove on the inside where it's supposed to fit together. I like that they're making the effort to make it snap together better, but really, it's just way too thin on the tip. And even though it helps, it is going to split open. It's never going to come completely closed. He does come also with a full power sword, which is actually really cool because it's basically Hero's blue sword that's been painted or airbrushed, or however you want to say it, from about midway down. So this is the regular gray and silver, and then slowly fades to the translucent blue with glitter. That is really, really neat. This is probably a sword that I will give to He-Man. And King Greyskull will actually get his 2002 power sword so that he does look true to his cartoon adaptation. But that's a look at King Greyskull. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Despite his shortcomings, I like King Greyskull. Definitely ranks as one of my favorite figures. I just wish the hair would have turned out better. I hope it's better on other figures, and this is just something that happened on mine. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Guys, have a great weekend. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.